If anyone shows up that Ace was voicing, I will go ahead and fill in. And by proxy, I guess quickened.
Yeah.
Because Ace was already filling it for quickened.
And Quicken wasn't there last time, so there wasn't any role for him.
I will say no more.
I haven't voiced anyone since we left Japan.
Yeah. Okay. People in the chat, how's my audio?
Actually, I think it might be better if Zayon might do the filling in.
Oh, you feel?
We can always.
And I will
chat
elaborate
things
no
up.
further.
Okay. Okay, Falcon,
I
do
think
you?
that's some kind of.
That caught me off guard.
I knew that was gonna happen!
You didn't even finish your words.
I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator.
Okay, wait just a sec.
A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
It's good.
Trying to hear my. I don't hear my stream. I don't know why. Is there any audio on my stream?
I can hear you, babe. Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are
sorry,
you hearing your own stream or?
I can hear you stream.
No, I just had. For some reason, I didn't have any sound for like 5 seconds. Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
What do
now
you
it's
mean?
good, yeah. Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside.
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
I suppose. Maybe that's it. Oh, hi Zion.
Oh my god.
That's you. Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. Not to put a jump scare. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh no.
Oh, how did he?
You've noticed the man too, have you? Yeah, I have no idea who he is or how he got in there, but he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall, just like Zion.
You're all
Since-
small, just small.
Since Ace isn't here, I have to do the deep voice he always does.
Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no, I don't have any culture, so yeah. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There is something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell.
Well, in that case, we must simply talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
Yay!
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad you don't talk like this outside of the voice
way-
acting.
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people
Why is all this
when they're
you?
in the crosshairs, you can converse with them.
Alright then, I'll get the suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. I know he smells like eggs.
Ah, what?
Yay! Eggies. Oh, please do.
Okay.
Somehow that's very in character.
The deep voiced egg. Yeah, eggies.
Eggies.
Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment?
This is a critical point in my investigation.
Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly Skelly.
That sounds about right.
Yes. Perhaps that would be for the best.
That is very in character.
Greetings! I hope I haven't. Whoa!
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the
Oh.
game again.
I hope I haven't kept you long.
Oh,
What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now?
Hmm. Ah, I see. Fascinating.
Sorry, what do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me.
Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken.
Legendary.
Not all yellow people are from Afghanistan. I'm Japanese. What?
And now, whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament.
I mean, that is right.
but how?
How the deuce do you know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining.
Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else?
Oh, but of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary.
I may have a little bit of a Polish accent, but I'm not from Russia. It's racist.
I'm not Russian, I'm taking my time.
You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower.
Huh?
And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes.
I think you might be blind, sir. So, just to be
He is wearing
clear-
glasses.
Yeah, but can you really see those glasses? You're talking about me, are you?
Certainly I am. Huh. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name?
17.
I don't even see one person who fits the bill.
So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama.
We were literally in Japan together like 2 days ago.
And I saw you kill those 16 people in Russia.
And you're plotting a revolution too. Shameful behavior, Naruto-san. Absolutely wicked.
Look at the movie, coming out in November.
That was
Yeah.
totally wicked.
Oh,
Hiya!
my ribs.
Now explain yourself. Tell me everything.
Wow, this is ridiculous. Let me fade into existence.
Could you do it?
For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, of course.
Oh, forgive me.
And that's for you. What kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head.
But was I not right? Whilst venturing towards foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not?
Why are characters always fighting? Well, yes, maybe.
Ha! There you have it, you see? What do you make of that, hmm?
Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation.
Indeed. And observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right.
Ah, I don't think you introduced yourself. Oh, you Phoenix Wright!
My apologies. How remiss of me. I'm none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over.
Akechi!
Yeah.
The imitable Herlock Sholmes, for legal reasons.
So, it's really you? The actual Herlock Sholmes?
No, I'm just an imposter.
For legal reasons, the very same. The imitable, actual Herlock Sholmes.
Do you know this man, Sato-san?
The most famous detective in the world? Naruto-san, of course I do. There's nobody who hasn't heard of him.
What planet have I been living on then?
We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure.
Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? So you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Sherlock?
Indeed. I'm none other than the one and only Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, I see. You're German. Her luck, was it?
No,
Yeah.
I have no hair. I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication.
Oh yes, Rand's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interesting articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have sent it from England especially.
Look at it, he already had Amazon. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories, then?
Indeed I am.
And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective.
Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward.
Backwards?
My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in a magazine.
Kinda cautious like the game. You have a biographer, do you?
Doesn't everyone? Mine goes by the name of Dr. Wilson, presently keeping shop in London.
About that,
um,
Oh shit.
Terrorism? Oh no.
I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, this very moment I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown.
Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not.
Deduction, you see, is to me a science. Logical reasoning in its purest form.
A science?
Really? Science?
The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data.
Oh, not the first.
Right.
And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. And as I demonstrated only a few short moments ago,
How can he look me in the eye and claim that?
so you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction, and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes.
Have I mentioned how humble I am as well?
Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet?
Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, I see. In other words, I'm in this because of him.
Goodbye.
When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all the crew members to force the cabin door open.
And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, lucky for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was aboard. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah,
The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me.
right. True facts, you say? Oh. Hey! Oh, excuse me.
You're excused.
Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you?
Kazuma. Ah, yes, the victim.
Did you notice anything useful? Anything at all?
Only that guilty people tend to sneeze.
Hmm.
Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. Now, I can't read it because it's in Japanese.
London
Diary.
Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. And what do you even want to put in a notebook when you're just in a boat? Like, see. I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people.
Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading.
You mean you've read it already?
It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese.
Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what Satsu takedown is. Susato-san, aren't you going to throw the detective in one of your trademark takedowns?
I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san. What on earth do you mean?
Life is so unfair.
Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author was cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray, be precise as to details.
Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese.
I lied. A smattering, my dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado. I trust you're suitably impressed.
Ah,
But this diary is littered with complicated-looking characters, of which I can read precisely none. oh, I was lying.
so what was all that showing off about before then? Yeah, I think you're with us.
If you would be kind to show me, I would be happy to read for you, Mr. Jones.
I'm much obliged, my dear madam.
The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound.
A whistling sound?
These are very deep waters. Pray, go on.
The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks what's like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
A speckled band? What on earth does that mean?
No idea. I've never heard that expression before.
The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects the adjoining cabin.
Yes,
You can
the
clap.
adjoining cabin. Yeah, sorry, I cut you.
It's okay.
Mr. Sholmes, tell us please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning?
Ah, yes. But first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me.
Yes, I understand, but what were they?
Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1. The cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. And number 2. The victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance.
Hold on, Mr. Sholmes, what made you think the victim was Russian?
It was moving quite fast.
Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. That is the Russian word for wardrobe.
Baby.
Oh, do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left a dying message in Russian?
In their final moments, many find their native tongue filling their head. For this young man, Russian.
Kazuma was Russian? Was he?
Initially, I considered Gardeborb maybe the name of the killer, a certain Robert Gard, perhaps.
That's a joke about the series.
But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside of the wardrobe there at least.
Were you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly?
Quite so. I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer.
Why is it that I'm Russian too?
I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people.
Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea.
It's just as the please. They had no idea a detective could get something so wrong.
I took a photograph of the victim and the message, that I might analyze it for a possible hidden details. This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered, before the body was removed.
Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this.
Are you right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Can I ask you something, Mr. Schultz?
What, pray?
You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that.
Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth.
Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me? Do you think?
Oracle! Certainly, if it interests you.
How many times I'm not Russian? I don't speak Russian. So, can we talk about the deduction?
Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in?
Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part?
Ah, yes, the more sordid details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Oh, hey,
Ah.
that's me.
Yeah, that totally looks like me.
This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered.
Some Russian.
It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama brought on the floor.
It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of the crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who had killed the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you, villain Bolshevik.
Oh, no, could it be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at his face.
Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well.
Please.
And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more?
Well, it's because I'm stowaway.
What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower?
Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far, and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake.
Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters? I wonder.
I can't go over the fact this guy's called Villain Bolshevik.
His mother loved him very much.
That's literally just being called a bad guy communist.
And what about the part where you said I was just returning from Afghanistan?
Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik is recently returned after a period of subversive activities in the war-torn region of Afghanistan.
Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place?
Yeah, take the paper for yourself as a little memento of this great deduction.
Oh, thank you.
I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. And you may find the article on the back page of interest as well.
Don't forget to check the course record by pressing RB.
Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret.
This is interesting.
Have you found something relevant, Nurhoro-san?
Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting.
I can't read a single word. Word. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid.
No, can I? But look at this picture. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think?
She's very pretty, isn't she? I suppose you enjoy articles like this, do you?
I don't know, I can't make any sense of it.
Ah, I'm glad you've noticed this article.
You
I only told you
just
about it
told
3
me.
seconds ago. I figured you'd have forgotten by now.
Ah,
Allow me to give you a short summary of its content.
Oh, thank you, hip-hop superior, this Mr. Sholmes.
It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young Nikolina Pavlova.
Why are Russian names so hard to remember?
Nikolina Pavlova. It would appear the woman was in costume when she was found to be missing from her dressing room. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles.
How much is 20,000 rubles?
no idea, but I'm quite sure. It must be an unbelievable sum of money.
I think that's around $200.
It's about 500 yen.
So it's like $5. Susato's eyes are shining like diamonds themselves.
The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry.
Yes, I'm not surprised.
The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara. They've requested the international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain.
Could this be another case for a Russian fleeing his or her country?
It does seem to be the Russian thing to do.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response, Mr. Naruhiro. I'm afraid I can read a word of Russian.
No, me neither. I have no idea what any of this says.
The pair of you flounder in our side. Allow me to offer some assistance. The article on the front page of this newspaper is concerned with a fearsome Russian revolutionary. I do apologize. It reads, Revolutionary villain Bolshevik flees Russia via Shanghai.
Yes, you told us that before.
It reveals also that those who see this man's beard with their own eyes never live to tell the tale.
Ah yes, my very apparent beard.
Oh my goodness, he is fearsome.
Well, presumably the newspaper photographer was alright, wasn't he?
The solution is obvious, of course. If he despises his beard to that degree, he needs only shave it off.
I'm not quite sure that's a problem, Mr. Sholmes.
I don't think there is anything else. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't help to read it. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to just did that.
So, I believe I've given you enough time to consider for the time being, at least.
Ah, do you have somewhere to go?
What the hell did you do with a jaw then? That was weird. As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I'm still too long, seasickness will take hold. The seasickness takes hold.
Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabinet store, which the ventilator connects to?
Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exaltation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough.
Do you think perhaps that we could go with you?
No, that would be somewhat complicated.
What? But why?
A simple glance at your wrists should reveal the answer.
Oh. These.
After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter, no?
There is no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place.
Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point.
You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago.
Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such thing.
Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you. I did hear you say that too.
You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange.
Sholmes, did you take your meds?
I wouldn't have said that you had the face of a criminal. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really.
So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. I mean, I do have nice knees.
Well, anyway, that was then and this is now.
What do you mean?
What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate.
No, he's just being plain rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as every British.
Oh no. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for?
Huh?
You must go and investigate the cabinet store as well.
Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no like,
Oh, yeah. He's not. After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up. You're just going to roll over and accept your fate.
as if you give me a choice in the ruling parts. I think we still have some investigations to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to sleep next door.
Good idea.
Situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I go to Kazuma. To do everything I can to find a way out of this and bring the real culprits to justice. Is that?
Is something wrong, Naruto-san?
Oh, no, it's just that... Are you okay, Jade?
I'm excited.
It's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Maybe it was like 2 weeks ago?
Oh my god.
Da, you
Oh,
saw me
yes.
1 week ago. Criminal.
You're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir.
Yes. What
Oh
can I
my
do
god,
for you?
okay, when he turned his head, I saw it. Let's show
Love this
again.
guy so much.
I recognize that face, but... God damn it. It is!
I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga.
Hello again.
What are you doing here? Do you have more meat to show?
I think that should be my line.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped.
Nearly stopped, I hope.
No, I'm very much dead now. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship.
Again?
You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector.
If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask.
Never expected to see this man on board. But perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Excuse me?
What?
I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Would you mind if I think that's the same line as the last time?
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes. But
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
the
true,
way.
I see. The criminal asking prison guard to help him escape? Very funny.
We're in the middle of the sea, there's no chance of me escaping.
Yet! You stay in this cabin until next port. Then it is up to Hong Kong police to decide what to do with you.
Isn't that where Giselle Brett is going?
Who is this Giselle Brett? You stay!
Alright. There's no point trying to help with this man's better nature, that's for sure. Okay, I see where the game is going now.
Yeah, the party.
Inspector, can I show you this?
What the? Is that a fabled Imperial Yume University pin badge?
Oh my god, there is actually dialogue. I forgot to show it to you.
Every-
Shums.
Yeah, everyone in investigations has unique dialogue for the badge.
Oh, I hope I can see Herlock Shums again later, yeah. Not sure if it's really fabled exactly, but...
So, you're a genuine student then?
Sorry?
Nothing like me with my regular schooling. You're something much greater. Is that what you're trying to say?
Can I have my badge back, please? So, what are your special orders this time, Inspector?
Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew?
I'm so sorry.
I feel like
I
this.
killed Kazuma.
I feel like this character is going to be voiced by someone else every stream.
It would be a great bit.
Hmm?
This is all my fault. I take full responsibility.
For what?
My orders were to act as Asogi-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated.
Assassinated? How could it have even been a possibility?
Have you not heard of assassins?
No.
I'm not sure,
Is that an American thing?
but these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Jigoku said we should be prepared for all eventualities.
This is incredible.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated?
Wait, he's dead?
Oh my god, no!
Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew.
I see.
And I didn't take my eyes off of him the entire time we've been on board. From morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first-class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace! All I can do is humbly apologize.
Maybe you can also say that I'm innocent.
No. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, besides declare you innocent, just say the word.
I guess we're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma-san's death ourselves, so...
I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer.
Of course not. He was my roommate.
Oh my god, you were roommates?
Oh my god. We'd really like to investigate the cabinet store.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
I concur.
Let me allow Yasunaga to investigate.
I'm sorry.
What? For stealing my nine?
I read your line. You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved to even touch the handle of the cabin door,
But I want to go to the bathroom.
too bad. That stormy-looking seaman there would surely snap your neck in two. Ah, I would.
Stormy looking what now?
Oh no.
I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now, they think I'm a murderer as well.
Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. Oh, I'm going to need something persuasive.
What do you mean?
If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to.
But I don't see how. Maybe this badge can help.
There might be a way.
What? Really?
Think of how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruhodo-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession.
Use the gameplay. Evidence.
Yay! It's just the same as when you are in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel. And choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use.
So evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright, yes, I think I might know what we can use. Let's see if I can present the detective with the, the evidence he needs to pressure the captain.
Please, present your meat.
Okay,
Wait,
so
you don't have meat.
I'm guessing it would be Kazuma's diary because he saw the thing from the grill.
What's
No,
that?
sorry. It's Kazuma's diary.
Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary.
Strange. In what way?
He wrote, "What looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill."
A speckled band? That is strange.
Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. But what I'd like to know is...
Don't tell me. The ventilator, is it?
You're very astute, Inspector.
That ventilator clearly joins to the next door cabin.
That's right. If we could investigate in there, we might be able to work out what the speckled band was.
All right then. I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port.
Yeah, pajama party.
The captain has
Yeah.
given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you.
Really? You're willing to do that?
Yeah, let's go through the ventilation.
Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. I thought that was a comma.
What about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders?
I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes for you to convince the captain. Oh, I guess you're convincing the captain now. After all, I failed to keep Asogi-san safe. This is the least I can do.
Thank you.
Let's seize the moment then, Naruhodo-san. Just select move, and we can leave this cabin at last.
Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out. January 7:38 AM. This is Buria, first class cabin passageway. Phew, I'm finally out of the cabin.
I have to admit, this isn't quite what I was expecting.
Okay, it's less spacious there than I thought it would be. And this is the most luxurious accommodation.
Yes, indeed. Kazuma-sama was being sent on his study tour by the government.
Everyone is stealing my lines.
Oh no, that's why he was being put up in a first-class cabin. Even still, this is about twice as large as my accommodation in steerage.
Really? That must be awful. Oh, oh, look over there. There's another crewman keeping watch. And he looks enormous. Even if he's sitting down.
The door next to him leads to the second-class accommodation. I suppose he's making sure that no one comes in here who shouldn't.
I suppose. Like people in handcuffs.
Naruhodo-san, you look like a little boy visiting a toy shop for the first time. I would have thought you'd be used to the ship by now. We've been at sea for 2 weeks already.
Well, yes, I know. The thing is, I was inside because I was drunk. No innuendos. When I first came aboard.
Ah!
And ever since then, I've been shut up inside. Well, that little wardrobe.
It must have been a very trying time for you.
Yeah, it was hard to be back in the closet.
Oh no.
Please, don't give me that pitying look. First, I want to examine what the fuck this is.
Ah, a trap for catching mice.
Oh. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait.
Let me see. Yes, I think that's what's called cheese. It's made from the milk of cows.
Sorry, I never saw what cheese is. Jeez, I wonder what that tastes like.
Remember, this is a different time.
You can't eat it, Naruhodo-san. The trap was snapped shut on your fingers.
It's worth it. But I suppose you're right.
You weren't actually going to try it, were you?
How else am I supposed to know that I'm allergic?
Oh
All I
no.
had to eat for the past couple of weeks is Kasuma's leftovers. You don't know how
Oh no,
hungry
you
I've
ate
been
Kasuma.
for them. Yeah. That's why I killed him, to have his chicken.
No. No, he's chicken. Poor you. I'll find a little snack for you later.
Yeah. Excuse me, but could I ask you something?
You little stowaway murderer.
That wasn't a good start, was it?
Alright, let me try instead. Good day, Mr. Sailor. I'm so sorry to trouble you, but could I perhaps ask you something of you?
You little third-class ladies' maid.
Oh,
We seem to have got this sailor on a bad day, Susato-san.
but Sailor, my mother gave me name. Oh no, sorry.
Sailor Moon? I am not sailor. My mother gave me name. I am senior crewman, Biff Stroganoff.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Man.
Mr. Beef. So this is the meat. And the best thing is just to have a eye contact, I think. Mr. Stroganoff, how about this first class cabin area?
Here we are in finest part of Buria steamship for very important persons.
What sorts of very important
What-
persons?
Government officials, kings and queens traveling in secret, many important persons. That is why I'm always guarding this place.
Gosh, that's amazing.
But somehow I let stupid stowaway inside.
I was in a suitcase.
I want to pick you up and throw you in the ocean. But Stroganoff is not animal.
Thank you.
If I may, I was wondering, is the cabin to Mr. Asagi's currently occupied?
Da!
Susan, did you understand that?
So- it sounded like "da." I think it's probably Russian for yes or no.
You're useless, Susato-san. Genius.
It is not permitted to visit other cabins without invitation.
Oh, it sounds like there's somebody in the next to cabin at least. Let me take a calling card.
Yes, it's tantalizing.
Are you on watch there all the time? Seaman Stroganoff.
Da! All time. So criminals like you cannot come in or get out.
I wonder. No, I wonder. Could you tell us anything about last night at all?
He has such a specific sunburn.
It is sad about student boy.
Were you on watch last night as well?
Of course.
And did you notice anything at the time? Anything unusual? Susato-san, did you understand that?
It was clearly a no.
Or it might have been a yes. I saw nothing unusual. Nothing at all.
And you didn't hear any strange noises or sense anything was wrong in some way?
I said no!
Sorry, I thought you said that. I'm not sure. I could have sworn that he wouldn't catch my eye for a moment there. Could you tell us who's traveling in the cabin next to Mr. Asagi's?
His name is Mr. Grimsby Roylott. He's a very important Western gentleman.
I'm trying to see what's the joke there. Grime. A Western gentleman.
Do not think about it. He has nothing to do with murder of student boy.
Maybe Grimsby because it's like crime speak. How can you be so sure about that?
Mr. Roylott is authentic Western gentleman. Such a man would have no interest in lowly student from insignificant Far East Islands.
That was harsh.
Could you tell us when Mr. Rowlett came aboard?
That is not your business.
Come to think of it, even though we've been at sea for 2 weeks now, and I've been in Kazuma's cabin the entire time, I've never once heard anything from the next door cabin, or even felt like there's anyone there.
Well, presumably, since this gentleman is occupying one of the first-class cabins. He must be rather important. Is that right?
That is not your business. This is enough. I cannot say more now.
Oh,
It is time for me to report the captain. You must return the cabin.
yes, alright, but I didn't investigate everything.
Bulkhead to second-class area, staying locked at all times. You cannot escape when the lobster whistles on the top of the mountain, or as English say, when the pigs fly. Oh, you escape.
Yes, I understand.
Good. Now we can investigate this area properly, shall we?
Definitely. Okay. Chair. Door.
That's the way to the second-class area of the ship.
Mm,
Is something wrong?
I was thinking about making a run for it just a moment. Thanks. Not exactly going well for me.
I might be wrong, but I imagine the moment you reach out for the handle of the door. That burly seaman would surely shoot you dead.
Duh, I would.
Dear, I'm sorry. Perhaps I went a little too far there.
No, I started it with my talk of running away. There's no way I could run away while Kazuma's death remains a mystery anyway. That book on top of the table there is really huge. There's a pen with it too.
Yes, I'm sure that's a ship's lock.
Shall we have a little look through it?
The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail of the voyage has been meticulously recorded.
You wouldn't expect a rough and a ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting.
And with pink gel writing. Anyway, look here. With the hearts. Last night's log is mostly blank.
Presumably that means there was nothing to report. This looks like a plan of the S. Borea. It shows each deck. Look.
The Berea is a large-scale steamship with a triple-skinned hull. What a marvel of engineering.
Well, it's been playing on my mind for a while now, actually, but how is that such a huge lump of metal doesn't just sink? Have you been to school, Ryunosuke?
Oh, that's really quite simple, Naruhodo-san.
It is?
Well, consider the Japanese archipelago.
The islands of Japan?
Yes, they're not metal, but they are enormous lumps of earth, many times larger than the ship. And they don't sink, do they? They've been floating happily on the sea since the gods created them.
Well, I suppose so. What do you think this is? It's a very pleasing shape, isn't it? Oh my.
That's the emergency alarm. It's probably best not to touch it.
Oh, an alarm.
It says, press only in times of emergency. It looks as though it says alarm bells ringing all over the ship and brings the vessel to a complete stop.
Oh, this I have to see.
What are you doing, Naruhodo-san? You mustn't touch it.
I must press the button. It's an emergency situation. Just look at these handcuffs.
You know full well that's not what the alarm is for. If you were to bring this vessel to a standstill for no good reason, you'd be in an even worse situation.
Ah, I wish everything would just stop. This ship included. I'm getting seasick.
If you have to do something foolish, at least make it something that doesn't affect anyone else.
Let's go. This is the cabin next to ours. The one the ventilator connects to.
Yes, the ventilator from which Kazuma-sama wrote that he saw a speckled band emerging.
Maybe whoever's in this cabin can help solve that particular mystery. Let's ask.
Who's there?
No answer.
No answer. Oh no. We're out of luck, it seems. There's no one in there to help with our inquiries.
How annoying. What was that? It came from inside the cabin.
Such a high-pitched scream. It must have been a woman.
I think that might be Zayan.
Yeah, probably.
This could equally be Zayon or me,
Okay, let's say it's
and I don't
Zayan.
remember. Oh, you're
Stand
right.
aside. I'm about to break the door down.
Mr. Sholmes.
I shan't be stopped. When the fit is on me, I revel in kicking doors off their hinges.
Please, wait, Mr. Sholmes. The door doesn't appear to be bolted.
It doesn't. Then how the deuce can I dispatch this muscular urge? What prey can I kick?
I think we should go in. There's no time to think about the stress relief. Damn men and their testosterone. 9th January, SS Buria, first class cabin number 2. Oh,
God,
Who are you?
I wonder who this person is. Ladies and gentlemen, this man looks Russian to me. Ah, it must be the scissors. We heard a woman scream.
A woman? Don't be absurd. As you can see, there's nobody but me in this cabin.
True, this old man does appear to be the only person in there. This is exactly the same layout as the other room, even the statue.
That's standard practice. Think of it like a school dorm.
Yeah. But in that case, who just screamed?
Get out! All of you! Now!
Please excuse the intrusion, but you're Mr. Grimesby Roylott, I believe.
Yes, that's me. And you are?
I'm the one and only, the actual Herlock Sholmes. You've heard of me, no doubt.
No.
I am a great detective among great detectives, one who adorns the covers of popular magazines, no less. So I assure you, you must me completely.
Okay, I believe you.
The man uses that magazine like a business card.
A detective? I do not trust detectives.
Well, we distinctly heard a scream emanating from within these walls. But there wouldn't appear to be a lady concealing herself within the wardrobe this time.
What do you mean this time?
So might I be so bold as to ask you to open that small traveling case?
Ah yes, a woman is in that case.
What? Don't be stupid. How could anyone fit in a small truck like that?
Well, it's quite fashionable these days, is it not? Traveling inside one's trunk.
Don't look at me.
Oh my! Did you see that? Mr. Neruhuro?
Yes, the case just shook.
Leave! Now! Otherwise, I'll call the steward.
So this is Kazuma's neighbor, Mr. Grimesby Roylott. There's no doubt about it. Oop. This strange Russian man is hiding something.
I couldn't agree more. Let's see if we can find some clues before that burly sailor returns.
Hello, sir. Let me just.
There is, in fact, a lady concealed within the wardrobe.
Oh my
It's
god!
me. I'm the lady.
Do you have a moment, please, Mr. Sholmes?
You need only address me as Sholmes.
That's what I just did, isn't it? Well, Mr. Sholmes, what were you doing in there?
Why, I was resting, of course.
Resting?
Indeed. I was contemplating our sea voyage from the confines of the wardrobe whilst waiting. Waiting for the inevitable time that you would need to call my great powers of detection into service.
Oh,
And it would appear that the hour is upon us now. The time has come. Oh, am I mistaken?
Well, no, actually, you're spot on for once.
Sorry. Observe closely.
It was just such a nice nap in that wardrobe.
Our Russian host in this cabin, Mr. Roylott, is clearly trying to hide something.
No, I'm not.
And do you know what is the most effective weapon to use against a Russian hiding a secret? Why, the truth, of course. Though it should be pointed out that such methods are not exclusively for the Russians.
Right.
Can you imagine how the Russian will react when the secret he guards so closely is exposed? Would you like to witness it?
oh yes, yeah, please.
Yeah.
Well then, what you're about to see may well astound you. For I'm about to apply my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. Jesus,
To
too
the
many
great
greats there.
case.
Well, could this man be a more hackneyed portrayal of a dubious Russian, I ask you?
What?
I'm being racist.
Oh, okay.
No.
From time to time, it occurs to me.
I see.
Is the fellow dubious on account of his Russianness? Or Russian on account of his dubiousness?
I really don't think either of those things should be occurring to you. Or anyone, sir.
I'm British. I'm racist.
It's occurring to me.
That's right. And Mr. Sholmes, why are you racist? I know this man's spirit and dark classes are hard to ignore, especially on first meeting, but I once read, it is a capital mistake to theorize before you have all the evidence. It biases the judgment.
I must have complete silence.
What are you doing? Why are you peering at my face like that?
I'm powering up.
This isn't even my final form.
Just as I thought. Yes, I have quite made up my mind now. There can be no other explanation that accommodates all the facts.
What are you going to say?
Mr. Roylott, I have reached two incontrovertible conclusions.
What? What do you mean?
Number one, your true identity is that of a villain.
I was half expecting him to say Japanese schoolboy.
Using those shears, you're about to end the existence of something most dear. Are you not?
Huh.
And number two, the other conclusion I have drawn. You are, at this very moment no less, in the midst of committing a most grievous crime. Beneath that beard, your mouth quivers with nervous tension as you realize you've been discovered. Does it not?
Ugh.
Oh, Naruhiro-san, I never imagined I would witness one of Mr. Sholmes' great deductions with my own eyes.
It was a great deduction.
Nothing can deceive Mr. Sholmes. In a single glance, he can deduce all there is to know about a person.
What? What ineffable twaddle.
Oh yes, I've read about it countless times in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes.
And then there was silence.
And now I've experienced the astonishing impact of his great deduction firsthand. This is like a dream come true.
I can hardly
Don't get me
believe
started on what I think of the Japanese.
No.
that all the color has drained from Miss Roll's face. It looks like somehow both of Mr. Shum's conclusions were right.
How? How could you?
How could I possibly know such things? You wish to say?
This isn't JoJo.
Very well then. I shall elucidate.
Then he started to glow.
I shall explain how it was that I arrived at this pair of conclusions. So, do I cordially invite you upon a journey of logical discovery. Let us board the train of reasoning.
Yay, trains!
Put plainly, let us work through my deductions together.
Oh,
The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Old Man's Identity. So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylott, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. Is the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what could you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport. Now, moving on. The question then begged is this. Why would you desire to rid yourself of that magnificent beard, Mr. Roylott? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter.
Huh?
Regard, if you will, this morning's newspaper, in particular, the fascinating front page article. Which, it would appear, you have also read, Mr. Roylott. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary. In translation, the headline reads, Revolutionary Villain Bolshevik Flees Russia via Shanghai. As you cannot fail to observe, the subject of the article possesses an extremely copious beard. I should know, I've met him twice today. Having noted the article yourself, you decided to remove your incriminating facial hair before it gave you away. In short, your true identity is beyond doubt. You are the fearsome revolutionary himself, a villain Bolshevik. Not that I've heard of you myself, you understand. Conclusion. A revolutionary on the run. Topic 2. Wrongdoing. Now, as for my second conclusion. You are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime.
Huh.
And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Mr. Roylott. taken unawares. People have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see.
Ugh.
And I assure you, the eyes speak so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case. It is time, I think, that the case be opened and its contents laid bare.
No, I refuse.
What could you possibly be concealing inside, we ask? By my estimation, a young lady, perhaps. One slight enough to fit therein.
Don't be absurd.
And what, pray, would the identity of this young lady be in the traveling case? Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless Coupe Doyle betrays you.
Could I? If you want to know how to say it.
I will not remember that. Once again, we need only follow your furtive glance to find the answer.
Yeah, basically, it translates to a glance of an eye. Basically.
I will not remember that.
It's French.
I will not remember that.
Yes, the reason you refuse to open your traveling case can equally be found in the pages of this newspaper. But there is another, most stimulating article. If we turn from the fleeing revolutionary to the back page, I didn't read any of the inside of the newspaper. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. Such a headline can lead us to only one conclusion. Your crime is that of abduction. And according to the article, the young lady's name is Nikolina Pavlova. Conclusion? The kidnapping of a young ballerina. And thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of the Russian enigma, Elementsky.
What a legend.
I'll be handing out autographs at the end of our journey.
Yay!
So that wasn't one of the great detection I've been hearing so much about, was it?
Well, the stories are full of Mr. Shum's brilliant actions, you know. But that did seem a little different somehow.
Excuse me, Mr. Sholmes, could you come over a moment?
Right, what can I do for you?
It's about your deductions. Would you mind?
Not at all, go on.
Well, to start with this newspaper article, I think we had the same discussion before, but these two men look nothing like each other.
Ah, yes, I recall our discussion earlier, and at the time, I believe I told you that the man is a revolutionary, well able to revolutionize his own appearance. And really, who can tell Russians apart?
In fairness to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Raleigh does look more like this man than you do.
Okay, just wait a second, we'll just have to take one thing while the ads are running. Oh, I think I played autoplay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be in just 20 seconds.
Oh yes, I'm going to take a little break. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah,
You
fuck,
have
you're not
20
allowed.
seconds.
No.
I'm so glad that I'm voicing so much more this episode. Last episode, it was sat listening to you guys.
I was worried
Oh,
the
that's
Great
the best.
Deduction was actually gonna be overwhelming because it's like that is Sholmes' show.
I don't know quite how to voice him, so I'm just going for kind of, I don't know, showmanship.
I think it's really working.
Okay. The problem is, I don't know. It does feel a little close to my voice. I suppose not every character you have to go crazy different from your own.
There is a
Natural
difference
voice.
between voice acting and voice ranging. It is
Yeah.
perfectly fine to use your regular voice. In fact, you might even be better for it.
I'm hoping at some point to find a character though that's so outside of my comfort zone that I can.
There's a wide range of characters in this game.
I'm ridiculously thirsty, but I don't want to go get another drink.
You know,
I'm just gonna like drown myself before the VR hangout.
It's got some backwash though.
And thankfully, my internet hasn't pissed around at all.
Yeah, you've been pretty on top of reading lines as they come out.
I've only been late to like 1, and that's because I just opened Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I figured was going on.
I mean, like I said, I literally invited you because of this character, because he's British, so you can use your normal voice for it.
But that's just the thing, Sebi. I've been prepping for this character for all year so far. This isn't even my real voice.
I was born.
You're
I've
not
been
actually
tricking you this
British.
entire time. No, I'm actually Japanese.
Oh my god! Oh my god, really?
I thought you were German.
Fuck.
Oh no.
How funny would that have been if I knew how to say yes in Japanese? Shit.
Hi!
Yeah, it's high.
Hi, I was testing you.
To say no, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so and another. Okay, I don't know if my ads are finished. I guess.
Since I subscribed, I can no longer see. I'm sorry.
No, I think it's okay. Yeah. And another thing, the part about the about him abducting the barrier.
Indeed, a truly startling revelation. At first glance, the case would appear too small to accommodate a young woman.
Not just at first glance, it is a small clearer. You'd be lucky to fit a 5-year-old child in that case, even if you push real hard.
I don't suppose the missing ballerina is a 5-year-old child, is she?
Oh, hello, Crystallis in the chat.
Crystallize
Okay.
178.
What did you
join
get?
pack.
Oh,
Yay!
yeah, Crystallis joined the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, have a good luck, Crystallis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she's going to say that, well, since she's a ballerina, she's a contortionist, so she can absolutely fit in that case.
You mean you don't know? No, the young lady is 15.
Sorry. No, I didn't know. How could I?
Well, if she's 15, then 10 years worth of her will be poking out from the case.
Some years ago, I read something pertinent, I believe. A troop of men consuming vinegar daily in order to promote a certain litheness in their bodies.
Vinegar?
For such a sour bunch, it would surely be a simplicity itself to contort oneself into the confines of case that small.
So have you played this game before?
Me? No.
Oh dear. You might be joking? Contortionist in the circus, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm just good at thinking like a British person. This whole thing is turning into a circus.
Mr. Narukuro, something occurred to me about Mr. Sholmes' deductions just now.
May I remind you that I studied law, so I had to think about crazy things like this for a lot of assignments. So I guess I'm a good detective because of that.
Hey.
But are you a great detective?
Yeah,
No,
but I'm a
then
great
shut up and
ace
sit down.
attorney. It's the name of the game.
Yeah. I think his powers of observation are, well, magical. His eyes got to the heart of the matter almost instantly. Just where he directs his attention, his logic, that seems a little off.
Your idea of a little, maybe a little off itself, Mr. Sato.
God, this character is me.
It's just one or two keywords in his deductions that seem to let him down. So I was wondering if we might perhaps tactfully switch them for alternatives. What do you think?
Switch some keywords in his deductions.
Yes, but very tactfully. I feel sure if we could do that, we'd unlock the true genius of Mr. Shon's great deduction.
I love how this means that we still didn't finish the tutorial.
Oh my god.
Precisely the thought that was going through my own mind.
I mean, we still didn't get the actual British quote like in the Layton game. This man is out of work.
At times, I wonder how anyone puts up with me.
Yeah, I wonder too.
And you, my good fellow.
Sorry?
Take a moment to look at your wrist.
My wrist? Oh,
Where are your handcuffs?
how?
I felt they may hinder your ability to follow me in our dance of deduction.
Oh, you wanna dance with me? Don't believe it.
Mr. Sholmes, you are a marvel!
And I'm a DC Comics.
Yay!
And don't worry, I shall restore the shackles to your wrists when we are finished.
Oh, thank goodness.
Not mine, in fact. I'd rather stay like this.
I took your handcuffs off for one moment. You're already eating everything in the room. That's evident.
I've been hungry.
Now, let us begin. Sherlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Topic 1. All men's identity. Conclusion. Are evolutionary on their own?
So, the dubious-looking Russian, Mr. Roylett, obviously what catches the eye in the first place. It's the enormous pair of shears in your hand. Now we ask ourselves, what can you possibly want with such an implement? The answer, of course, is staring us in the face. You were on the verge of using the shears to cut away the copious beard you sport.
I'm sure, but you really use shears like that to cut off a beard?
I mean, technically, yes. But I doubt that's something I'll ever have to worry about. It doesn't quite sit right with me though.
It doesn't seem to be sitting right with Mr. Roderick either.
Which means I suppose that the deduction is wrong.
Let's try to switch a keyboard here, Naruhodo-san, and see if it helps matters.
Alright, but how?
I think we should start by taking a long, hard look at Mr. Roylott.
Please do not look at me long or hard.
Let's use a time machine to break the fabric of reality.
I told you all to leave my room like 30 minutes ago. What the fuck is going on?
I wonder if it really is better that he didn't to use the shears on.
Exactly. If we do manage to find something that seems to fit the sense of Mr. Shom's deduction better,
Then what?
then I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Naruhodo-san.
Why am I the one to do something about this? Well, anyway, let's see if there's something we could even use to switch around in that last sentence. What exactly was Mr. Roylott really going to use this enormous cheese for?
Yay! 3D!
Oh, he has...
They're extensions.
Oh my god.
Don't look at them.
What's this?
It looks like a cascade of stunning godly lights.
No, the car isn't the point. The point is, what's it doing on the back of Mr. Royal's head? And how is it growing out of from underneath his thick black hair?
Well, yes, that's true. So it's stunningly beautiful and stunningly surprising.
The woman is in his hat. Okay, I detected.
You're right. Back 1 second. Give it literally a second.
Something's definitely not right there. Can I?
You're only looking at things on the person themselves.
I guess the hat then? I don't know.
Because you're looking for things that this person would be using the shears on.
It's the beard!
I was right.
It's a very thick hat, isn't it?
Ah, that's a secret you see, Naruhodo-san. Don't you know?
A secret? What?
Well, before we left Japan, I took some time to study various foreign countries. Russia is a land of unimaginable cold. And a thick hat is the secret to keeping warm. Without one, I read that your brain will freeze. That was just one of many fascinating snippets of information in Oh Mother Not Russia.
What a name. I think maybe you picked the wrong book here. I am confused. Is this the beer?
It really is a very full beard, isn't it?
Yes, although according to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Rold was about to cut it off. I still think that he looks nothing like the man pictured in the newspaper article though. The apparently merciless revolutionary villain Bolshevik.
So if he wasn't going to cut off his beard, presumably he was going to cut something else.
Yes, we need to look at this from a fresh perspective and try to look at what. Wait, okay, I have the hat, the beard, the golden locks. Oh,
Are you looking at the buttons of this coat?
yes, he's pushing my buttons.
Oh no.
Could it be that Mr. Rollard was planning to cut these off?
Oh, Why?
Well, when you're wearing thick gloves, it can be very hard to undo buttons.
Then, couldn't you just take your gloves off first?
Ah, so he was going to use the scissors to cut his gloves off then.
Hmm.
Don't look at me like that, Susaru-san.
I want you to take a deep breath and look at this from a first perspective, Naruto-san.
Oops, I think she's angry.
I think it's the locks.
But I already clicked on them.
No, but you can present them. Yes.
Oh,
With
Present
why?
the locks.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see the present button.
It only shows up when you have things highlighted.
You were on the
Nice
verge
pose,
of...
boy.
What?
You're copying my pose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
But I have a better smirk. You were on the verge of using the sheath to cut away the golden locks you sport.
Indeed. You have unidentified the precise detail I was intending to expose. Such lush golden hair certainly does not befit an old man.
You're not mad at all. You're a woman. And judging from the length and sheen of your hair,
One still very much in her youth.
Oh no! If only I had managed to cut off my hair, no one would have suspected. I would have gotten away with it too. If it weren't for...
The question then begged is this: why would you desire to rid yourself of these magnificent locks? Once again, the answer is plain. We have clear evidence to shed light on the matter. I'm sure it needs no further clarification. The evidence that reveals your true identity is the article about the revolutionary.
well, that was a shock. I had no idea that Almin was really a young woman in disguise, did you?
I think my character's having a stroke.
What are you staring at me like that?
Yes, it was a surprise. Naruto-san. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Sorry?
You look like you're in your element as you dance around the room, deducing the facts from Mr. Schultz.
Did you know that they called me God of Justice? This is strictly business.
Yes, I understand. Say no more.
Well, anyway, let's focus on this next part of Mr. Schultz's detection, shall we? The evidence that he's picked out doesn't fit the facts at all now.
No, that's true. Given that Mr. Rowley is actually a woman.
Exactly, he, or rather she, can't possibly be this merciless revolutionary.
I suppose it's because the deduction as a whole has taken a whole new, different direction.
Yeah.
The evidence for something else. Something that fits the facts, as we now understand them.
For some reason, this woman needed to try to hide her true identity. I feel as though I've either read or heard about a young woman in a situation like that recently. Oh, alright, I'll do my best. I love how it's two different evidence now.
Yeah.
The evidence that reveals your true identity is of course the article about the ballerina.
That's right, you've hit the nail on the head. Renowned prima ballerina of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. It would appear we're finally able to address you by your true name.
Yes, because you tried at least out of the Novovich Ballet's prima ballerina.
Miss Nikolina Pavlova.
Ah!
Jade, why do you keep playing women?
It's not a face. You're right.
She lost like 50 pounds.
My real name is Nina. I mean, Nikolina Pavlova. But please, I beg you, don't tell anyone.
A
A
ballerina,
ballerina
on
on
the
the
run.
run.
Now, as for my second conclusion, you are, at this very moment, on the brink of committing a most grievous crime. And the proof of this crime? Over there. Oh yes, Miss Pavlova. Taken unawares, people have a propensity to let their eyes stray, you see. And I assure you, the eye speaks so much more eloquently and honestly than the mouth. The answer we seek lies where the furtive glance falls. The proof of your crime sits before our very eyes. Yes, that traveling case.
This woman is a ballerina and she's right in front of our eyes. So clearly she can't be inside that traveling case as well.
That's right. It seems she wasn't abducted at all.
In which case, what is the crime this young woman is apparently committing? I can see I'm going to have to step in and fix the great detective this mistake again.
You seem to look pleased, Naruto-san. Do you like the idea of another chance to dance around with Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, dance with me. Anyway, there must be something else that shows that this woman is up to. Oh. I say also, like, for this dialogue. It's a very small case, isn't it? You can see instantly that no person could possibly fit in there.
So does that tell us? That Miss Pavlova's telling glance in this direction was focused on something else?
If that's true though, it doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
Well, if there is nothing incriminating in that suitcase, why did she refuse to let us look inside?
Yes, I wonder why. Perhaps she has a perfectly harmless reason, though.
Yeah, there's probably like a cat or something, like a bird, probably.
Oh my god, a bird. Yeah.
Wow, look at this dazzling tiara. It's worth like $5.
Never seen anything like it. Are those real diamonds, do you think? Oh, Naruto-san, try it on!
Yay, I'm gonna be your little princess.
Yay!
What about you try it on?
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. It's far too beautiful.
But you're beautiful. It also looks familiar. I feel like I've seen it somewhere else. Yes! I like reading the stuff wrong, but it still makes sense. And the proof of your crime is surely this tiara.
I believe this tiara is worn on stage by dancers in the Novovich Ballet, is it not?
Yeah, I do like dancing.
Indeed, it would appear to be identical to the tiara pictured here in the newspaper article. And if the reporting is to be believed, it's an item worth 20,000 rubles. In summary, the crime you... Oh,
The crime you have committed is theft.
Oh no!
yes, you left your ballet troupe unlawfully, taking their precious tiara with you.
Ah! I have no one, no family, no friends. I am all alone, and I need money.
Honey,
But I did not steal the tiara. It was a present from, how do you say, an Earl of Prussia. It belongs to me.
This girl is only 15 years old and she's run away all by herself. She must have been extremely lonely.
Alright, I will tell you everything. There is no point to hiding it now.
Come, come, let us not be hasty.
What?
There remains one unsolved mystery about you.
Mystery? What do you mean?
You have staunchly refused to open this traveling case of yours in our presence. It's reasonable to conclude, therefore, that there exists some reason why you wish it to remain closed. Is that not so, Miss Pavlova? My dear girl, there's no sense in playing games with me. Nothing escapes my attention. Indeed, I have a very good idea of the contents of your case, even before I have ever laid eyes on them. Dear me. We are not well suited to a life of crime, are we? Your careless French word betrays you. Once again, we need only follow off your furtive glance to find the answer. Yes, the reason why you refuse to open the case is written in the books on the shelf.
What?
He's completely changed tack with the decker now.
Someone get
Mr.
me a
Shums.
medical professional.
I think Mr. Shums is adapting his logic to the changing circumstances, don't you?
Maybe, but why has he suddenly brought the bookshelf into all of this? It's just a wild guess, surely.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the reason why this young woman doesn't want to open her case would have been written in a book that doesn't even belong to her.
Yes, that's true. But still. Miss Pavlova certainly did cast her eyes in that direction. I noticed it myself.
Then there has to be another reason why she won't open her case. And it must be somewhere in the same area. That's where her case was involuntarily drawn.
Oh, not the case. I agree. That's the only answer.
Whatever she has hidden inside that case should be revealed by following her gaze in the direction of the bookcase.
This is a charming little picture, isn't it?
What is this? Someone climbing a step mountainside?
Or descending one, it seems to me.
When you've been on the flat sea for a while, maybe you start seeing hills and mountains and everything.
These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
And also no pet secret weapons.
Oh no.
There was exactly the same notice in our cabin too. I wonder what happens if you break the rules.
Oh dear, I'm sure the punishments will be severe, Naruto-sen. You'd probably be left to drift in the freezing cold ocean. Or shut inside a tiny wardrobe for days on end.
Not again. Ah, it looks like these are all the same books that we have in your cabin. I suppose the steward likes to make sure passengers have plenty to wait for the long voyage, and they were too lazy to make another room.
And have you noticed how all the books have fallen over? Just like in Kamusuma-sama's cabin?
Did you see?
It's almost like someone's taking a swipe at them.
Hey, Miss Pavlova. While she was practicing her ballet? Anyway, the point is, we don't have time to look through all these books at the moment.
We couldn't even if we wanted to. They're only Russian.
Oh, that's a relief. Let's try all like elsewhere. It's a metal door, the same as in Kazuma's cabin.
Yes, Kasuma's Kyo's cabin. And the rotten slim bolt is the same as well.
Well, if Miss Pavlova was actually glancing over at the door here instead of the bookcase, that would suggest a desire to run away from this cabin.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, the reason why you refuse to open the case is written on the rules of passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabin. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Right, well, that's well.
Inside that case of yours is something forbidden from carriage on this vessel. But that is the real reason why I refuse to open it, thus revealing its contents.
As you've seen, the trunk wobbles from time to time, but no weapon or dangerous item would move of its own accord.
Which leaves but one possibility, Miss Pavlova. Inside your traveling case. Is the last item listed as forbidden in the vessel's rules of passage. A pet.
A pet!
Yeah.
Persona.
No.
Persona! Inclusion, possession of a prohibited animal. I didn't even put a wrong suggestion. I don't even know what it does when you pick the wrong.
I'm so proud of you.
I didn't realize
So-
this was a romance game. Me and Sebi are really hitting it off.
Yeah. I mean, my partner died, so now I have to find someone else.
No.
Susato isn't gonna cut it.
I'm not interested in women. So clearly, you aren't who you said you were.
No, I am not Grimsby Roylet. My real name is Nikolina Pavlova. Everything you said was correct.
I didn't even get to inspect the room.
Fuck you, it's my room.
You absconded during one of your ballet company's performances in order to escape your homeland. Later that same night, you stole aboard this vessel.
Which could have been easier. the Beria is a huge steamship with a fast crew. Could she really have snuck on board without being noticed?
In order to obscure your true identity, you somewhat recklessly took on the guise of an old gentleman. And you intended to sever all links with your past by severing your long hair. Yet, to a woman, hair is no trifling matter. My personal recommendation is to leave well alone.
So it was just you about to cut off your own hair? Who was it that let out the scream we heard from outside the cabin?
That was veritable tickling of a bell. Why, none other than this young lady, naturally.
More like a full set of pipes, if you ask me.
I was so scared when I ran away in Shanghai. I was sure they would come looking for me. That's why I decided to, how do you say, disgust myself, so no one would recognize me.
You disgust me too.
Thank you.
Damn Russians.
As a result, you transformed yourself into that questionable old man? I see.
I put on the fur hat and fake beard. Then, just before you came in here, I saw on the newspaper. Right on the page, there was a picture of me. I was so frightened, I couldn't stop from screaming. I knew that if I didn't change my appearance completely, they would find me. So I decided to cut all my hair as fastly as possible. I picked up the scissors in my hand and...
At that precise moment, we walked in through the enormously unlocked cabin door.
Things happen like that sometimes, don't they?
Things do indeed happen like that from time to time.
And do indeed be like that.
It do be do.
Are those two even talking about the same thing?
There's just one more thing I'll let you know. What exactly do you have inside your traveling case?
It's the bird from Jezreel Brett.
You've kidnapped Nina Pavlova, you
Right.
sick fuck.
Oh,
It is my dear friend inside. My only friend in the whole world. His name is Phoenix Wright. Please, don't tell anyone. If the captain finds out, if you say to any of the crew,
Please open the case before the animal just dies.
I
Your
broke through the
secret is
whole thing.
safe with us, I assure you. But in return... I mean, a secret's definitely safe with Sholmes. He'd probably tell everyone she's a terrorist from Baghdad or something. It's like... Man hasn't gotten anything accurate. You must tell us, in as much detail as you can muster, about the events of last night.
yes, all right. I will tell you.
Well, Mr. Narukoro? Wasn't it something? Mr. Sholmes' great deduction?
It was certainly something, yes. I'm just not entirely sure what. But at least Miss Pavlova has agreed to tell us what she knows. That's incredible.
Indeed, it is incredible. And one more thing.
Oh, yeah?
Observe your wrists.
God damn it.
Ah! Your hands are cuffed again!
What? But how?
True to my word, I have restored your shackles. You're welcome.
Thank goodness.
When and why?
There's still a shadow of guilt cast over you, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry to say, it can't be helped at the moment.
Can't it? Really?
Anyway, let's listen to what Miss Pavlova has to say. And can't go on not knowing. I also want to see what's in the case. I have to find out what the speckled band that Kazuma-sama wrote about in his diary really was.
Probably the cat's tail or something.
Oh my god.
Or a snake.
I've been investigating it heavily, but can't find anything out of place.
Cool point of interest.
Let me see.
Don't touch!
Huh?
I will tell you what I know about last night. But please. You must not touch my things. How do you say? Forbid it.
Oh, sorry.
As you well should be, young man. What vulgar manners you have. Poking around in a young lady's private belongings, neither shall I allow it.
Hypocrite. I never... Even the plate is on the floor. Let me... Okay.
Don't touch it! This is mine. You cannot touch it. Do not.
Don't make me repeat myself, young man.
So I think you might have to converse.
Nope.
Oh wait,
Oh,
the thingy thief.
Yeah. Can I show you this? I'm actually a university student from the Empire of Japan, you see?
That means nothing to me.
No, why would it?
Mr. Naruhodo, if you're determined to plunder your May badge, at least choose a Japanese person who might recognize it.
Mr. Sato, can I show you this?
Maybe later.
I've never seen this.
Oh, I could show Inspector Hanasaka too. I already did.
No, I do not wish to see it.
Did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night?
One of the crewmen told me before this morning when I was eating breakfast.
The man who died.
The man who
was
died.
A friend of
Oh.
mine. No, your friend is still in the suitcase.
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, maybe it is dead now. Did you notice anything unusual last night?
Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example. Perhaps people talking?
Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest? Perhaps its steam engine exploded?
Sholmes, please stop talking.
Perhaps everyone on board will have noticed that happened.
Miss Pavlova, is there anything you can tell us?
I don't know. I'm sorry. But all I could think about last night was what I had done and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me.
Oh, I see. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Novavich Ballet?
Yes. I'm traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I will start a new life.
You wish to forget? A challenging proposition. When you have the striking tiara as a reminder.
But the tiara is mine. I need to live. I have no money of my own. The Novovich Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me.
So you ran away to protect yourself?
Yes. And the crew of the ship, they have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they say I could hide in this cabin.
If that is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova, it creates a most intriguing conundrum.
Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Narukado?
Me? Oh, well, yes. Of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. It's a what? A conundrum? I'm not sure, but...
Oh,
Yeah.
Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle.
I love picarats.
Yay!
According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. However, the SS Burya stopped by no port last night.
That's it, of course.
So how is it, pray, that you came to be aboard?
Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when he mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard.
That is not your business.
Oh, thank you for that. Yes, you're right. He did seem to be hiding something.
An angel descended from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage.
Sorry? What was that?
It is how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And that is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens, because I am an angel.
Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid.
Mr. Sholmes once said, I never can resist a touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same.
A genius descended from the heavens, brings grace and beauty to detection. Words once said about myself. A quote from a wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact.
Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Please let the animal breathe. So, the friend you mentioned is instead of traveling case, is that it?
I don't think animals are allowed on board, according to the rules of passage.
Catch up, Susato. Jesus Christ.
Oh, please, don't tell. Don't tell any of the crew. If they found my precious...
Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt.
Oh!
So reassuring, Mr. Sholmes.
But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? It is, isn't it?
It's a Mustang.
Yeah.
Maybe another evolution rabbit.
It's a dragon.
You credit Russia as a land with small rabbits, do you?
Oh, don't they have small rabbits there then?
You may as well ask. I have no idea.
Thank you.
You two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken.
Oh my god!
It's Glasdale.
That's stupid.
Eggies! I knew all the British liked chicken and eggs.
I'm Russian.
Really?
Consider the benefit. A rousing wake-up call. Daily
Say the line.
daily fresh eggs.
Roll credits.
Yeah.
This is a stitch up. You played this game before. And when adversity strikes, it could satisfy the needs of sustenance.
Really choose the characters very well. So you'd eat your friends? I remember that.
Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed.
She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Here, have this picture of my dead friend. Wait,
Here,
no,
have
present.
this photo of Dr. Wilson dead in the cafe.
Miss Pavlova, would you like to take a look at this?
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Mr. Naruhiro, you're frightening the poor girl.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to. This is the diary of my friend who passed away.
His diary.
Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35, what looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grille.
A speckled band. I don't understand.
It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions runs to this cabin, you see? I can smell every of your thoughts.
I'm so sorry.
In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together.
Oh,
Miss Pavlova, has something occurred to you?
Thank you for the ban,
Does the speckled
baby.
band the victim?
I didn't see it.
Yeah. Yes, love. Yes. Does the speckled band the victim mentioned? Yeah.
no. I don't know anything.
Oh.
Excuse me, Mr. Roylott.
Yes, what?
Wow, she's fast.
Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain quarters at once. Please.
Alright, I will come now.
I love how they didn't bother to make another model without the scissors.
The scissors are a part of the model.
Oh,
You must leave. Now.
oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us.
Yes, please don't worry yourself, Mr. Rullet.
Get out! The passenger said out. Or do you want me to throw you out?
It looks like we'll have to leave investigation this cabin until later.
What a pity.
And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. To be continued
Oh my god.
in October.
Yeah.
And then you continue, and it's just game over.
Oh no.
Oh, but relief.
It's October already?
No spoilers.
Oh no.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the subs and
Yeah.
and my first ever hype train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, hype trains only ever happen when you're not expecting a hype train. If you're doing like some special event, they never fucking happen. And then you'll be like, oh guys, I haven't got a stream planned today. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And hype train happens.
Here's 40 subs.
Literally, Blanc shows up, gives you 15 subs. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Like,
during your
that
test
happened
stream.
the day before. Yeah, the day before my debut. I get all of the subs. I was like, fuck off, come back tomorrow. Oh. I can't believe it's going to be until October, man.
Yeah.
No.
It's gonna be a long wait. I'll be patient.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah.
We're going to post some pictures with Falcon.